We have a dude here who does a ton of stuff for the entire station, for the entire program, including having his own show, and talking to great comedians all across this wonderful country of ours. He also gets to go on Raw Dog a ton of times, and he helps out for Just for Laughs, and he is putting on a wonderful competition, which is giving back to you, the comedian, called Top Comic on SiriusXM. Ben Miner, how are you?
What up, buddy?
What's up?
I just went coast to coast. I ate so much different food. I had donaires, then I had more donaires, then I had more. Even though they're just regional Halifax, I just brought a bunch of pocket donaires.
Yeah, you're doing Top Comic. All the audition cities were Ottawa, Montreal, Halifax, Winnipeg, Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto again. What was your favorite city amongst just the city itself, not the comedians?
Yeah, probably just, I'm an Ottawa boy. Going home is always nice, right? Get to go home, see my mom, see my friends. So Ottawa's a good time. But other than that, Vancouver, man. Vancouver, Montreal, give me the party towns.
Is it really? I've never been to Vancouver. Is it a good? It's a good town.
What? What do you mean you've never been to Vancouver?
No, I never. As far as I've gone is Banff.
You've been out of the country, though. You've been elsewhere.
Well, I've been out of the country. I just haven't been to Vancouver.
How do you get out of the country before getting to Vancouver?
I like sun.
There's a lot of sun in Vancouver, buddy. The summer in Vancouver is like the most perfect thing ever.
How so?
It's beautiful. There's no humidity. There's hot women all over the place. Like, yeah, and all the dudes are super wussy because they're all into yoga. you walk into Vancouver being the manliest, most macho man in the city.
I highly doubt that I'd walk into any city and be like, yeah, I'm Hercules over here.
Well, that's exactly what makes Vancouver Vancouver. Todd Shapiro, you show up and you're a pinnacle of masculinity in Vancouver.
Maybe it's a good place for guys to go and pick up chicks if they're having trouble picking up chicks.
I would think so. Listen, my favorite place ever, I think the greatest place ever is Saskatoon, followed closely by Kelowna.
Really?
It's insane. Jay, let's make a road trip, man. You could open for me. We'll book some shows.
That's amazing.
It's crazy. There's an adage on the road between like musicians, comics, and other entertainers that you will fall in love with a woman from Saskatoon.
How I always hear that women out west, I would not always, sorry, I don't want to stereotype, but a lot of them go and get the fake boobies. Is that true?
I don't know, man. I'm not an expert. I can't just look at them, and I rarely get to see them and touch them in order to verify. I can't tell just by looking.
You don't have fake booby dar?
No, I don't. No fake booby dar.
So, Top Comic, how many comedians entered the contest?
Oh, man, like 500 and something.
Wow.
Applied to get in. 96 made the cut, 12 per city. 12 per show, rather, because they had two cities in Toronto. Because you guys know Toronto is it's the hub for comedy in Canada. And, man, like, killer shows. You guys were at one of the Toronto ones. How good was that? Yeah,
it was really neat. I had the privilege of getting to judge one of them, and we absolutely love being a part of the comedic scene. And it's does it amaze you, Ben? You've been so sort of entangled in this world for so long. Mm-hmm. Does it amaze you the amount of true talent that this country continues to produce?
Yeah, I can't believe no one's given up, even though in spite of the lack of opportunity.
Because there's too much competition almost, isn't there?
Oh, man, it's not even the competition thing. It's like Canada, outside of SiriusXM, there are very few places where you could be validated as a comic. Man, there's all sorts of validation here at the channel. We'll play you. We'll promote you. We'll put you in the competition. All these things go towards elevating people and making people feel more like professionals. If we weren't here, I don't know that there'd be as many comics because we pay more rent than most clubs do. Right? I mean, the residual system we have in place right now, we've done for comedy what terrestrial radio did for music in the 1920s.
Yeah, maybe people don't understand the way it works. You have Humble and Fred in the morning, and then you have us in the afternoons, and the rest of that, it's obviously all comedy here on the station. Yep. And every time something gets played in rotation, you get a percentage, and you get some money.
Something, yeah, and that all adds up. And man, it's a cool thing. We've changed comedy in Canada, and we're still changing it. There's never been anything like Top Comic. Every other competition before Top Comic was Rookie of the Year, right? It was who's the best new comedian. Man, we got DJ Demers, who was in it, from Conan O'Brien, and K. Trevor Wilson, Just for Laughs veteran, Glenn Foster, Damon Schroeder, Erica Sigurdsson. These are all room rockers with credits and so many things that they've done, and they're a part of our competition. Nobody has ever done what we're doing right now.
And then they get $15,000 if they win it. And who are they going to open for this year?
So this year we haven't finalized everything, but we do know that we're going to have Harlan Williams as our headliner for the finale of Just for Laughs at JFL 42.
I love Harlan.
Harlan's one of my favorites. He's the most fearless stand-up comic who's ever lived, in my opinion.
Yeah. His mind is so wild. I love the way the tangents he goes on.
Harlan did a stand-up comedy special
in the desert
by himself in the desert, no audience. And anytime he would hit a punchline, You know, like you hit a punchline, normal comedy special, they would cut to the crowd laughing. It would cut to the fucking desert.
Like a wide shot of the desert. You want to know a cool fact about that? The hill that he recorded it on in the desert, Harlan owns that chunk of land.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
He owns a chunk of land in the desert.
Yep. I guess it's not expensive to buy desert property.
No, I know. Nice place to get a tan, though, right?
Yeah. Just
Guaranteed good weather there.
better do a lot of groceries, though.
Well, so Harlan's going to be a part of it. And at what stage are we at now? Have we chosen all for the next round?
So right now, everyone has moved on to the next round. We've chosen our 3 people per city. They're all going to go on to the online vote. That's going to start either the 22nd or 23rd during Just for Laughs. And you can go to SiriusXM.ca/topcomic. And there's additional prizing, too, that you forgot. We got the $15,000, which is huge, especially since we don't make a ton of money up in Canada doing stand-up. And other than that, there's a guaranteed TV taping in Montreal at Just for Laughs the following year. And also, they will be one of the 42 at JFL 42. They'll have their own stage, their own hour.
Wow.
It's a lot of stuff, man. You get 2 festivals and $15,000 and a TV taping.
Yeah, and a lot of these, like Beyond the Money, that one break at JFL where maybe there's another big name comedian in this year's lineup in Montreal is fucking insane. Why don't you mention some of the names that will be there who could perhaps catch the new next top comic and then maybe help produce them into a different level into the United States?
The 2 names these are the only 2 names you really need to hear. Mike Myers and Dave Chappelle.
It's crazy.
Right?
Wow.
Chappelle.
It doesn't get bigger than those 2. I mean,
What's Mike Myers doing at JFL this year?
he's going to be doing he's getting an award. He's going to be talking. I don't know that he's doing a performance, but he's Mike Myers, man. I just want to hear him talk.
It's legendary.
Yeah. Like, how cool is that? If I get to chat with Mike Myers, man.
Well, and what's nice about Chappelle being there is he's so back on top of his game again that he's just killing. Like, I mean, like he's crushing it again, isn't he?
Yeah, no, Dave is one of the greatest stand-up comics who's ever lived, and he's one of the few stand-ups who's able to take his stand-up act and convert it to sketch successfully. You know, a lot of us wish we could do that, but Dave did it.
He did it the best. But then went AWOL for a while and like back at it. I know that we're going to be a part of it. We're actually broadcasting our shows from Montreal this year for 2 of the days.
Yeah, buddy.
For the Thursday and the Friday. And it's just so neat to be... You know, I love comedy, but I'm not like I wouldn't say I'm a comedy pro, and not only in terms of trying to do it, but be in understanding all these comedians like you do. I mean, this is your the way that people are like die hard into sports. This is how you know your comedy.
Yeah, no, I'm a nerd for this, man. Like I've forsaken a lot of other life skills for what I know about comedy.
What other skills? What are you bad at, Ben?
I know there's lots of stuff I'm bad at. There's lots of stuff. When have you ever seen me clean shaven?
You can't even shave. Well, yeah, one of the things, and truthfully, man, I was really impressed with your performance when you hosted just the top comic
Thanks,
that we
buddy.
judged over in Toronto, the Yuck Yucks. And what was neat about it was your bits are great, but you are, I didn't know, because I guess we have this boss kind of working relationship thing here, and you can't be as quick retorted and almost as fun with an audience you would be with someone who kind of works you, because that might be an HR issue.
Exactly.
But you're fucking quick, bro.
Pretty quick, huh?
And so how do you, like, is this stuff that, like, are all these new lines like every time? Like,
A lot of them are.
What's the art to that? What's the art for a comedian?
Honestly, man, I don't even know. Like, sometimes I find a line that was in my head before and I can kind of shoehorn it in. But most of the time when I'm riffing with the crowd, and like that big dude, right? Like that big George dude,
Huge.
or whatever his name, Joe, whatever his name was. So I just remember, like, in my head, I go, this is something. Keep talking till you figure out what it is. Then I just keep talking and it works out.
Interesting.
Same with like the 3 Portuguese guys, right? I'm like, there's something here. There's something. Just keep talking, and then, right, guy rolls his eyes. I'm like, I just grew a vagina and it splooshed.
I didn't know you were so quick as far as improv and cutting the crowd up. I just imagine anytime we've ever talked to Ben about like boss type shit, the entire time he's just ripping us. You gotta stop printing so many sheets. The entire time he's just fucking ripping into us. Now we're on the air. Do you have any lines for me or Todd?
Oh man, we're going to get you an IFB, and I'll just start feeding you lines to burn Todd with all day long. Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, we'll do that.
So go to topcomic.siriusxm.ca, and that's where you can find out how to vote and help create the next top comic.
It'll all be there. And honestly, man, I couldn't be prouder to work for a company that gives this much of a shit about comedy. No other broadcaster cares about comedy like we do. Todd, you've worked at other broadcasters. You see now, Right? We love comedy. Nobody treats it better than us, and I'm a huge dork for it. And man, it's fucking rad being here.
Well, what's neat about it, and if you're listening to the program today, seriously, tell someone there's a lack of comedy on radio right now in this country. And you can go to whether it's my old station who used to have a very funny morning show and other stuff like that, or these sort of tryhards. No one's doing it.
People are afraid of comedy now.
Exactly, because they're afraid of offending and they're afraid of losing sponsors and stuff. But there's a way to do it. There's a way to have some fun, and maybe tell people to go check out SiriusXM, check out Canada Laughs, because you're not just getting the Jerry D's and the Russell Peters and the big names, and of course you are getting them, but you're getting all these other guys that maybe haven't been to a club in the last couple of years because you've been busy, but you're going to hear some new names.
Yeah, this is my hacky line I've been saying left, right, and center the last year. We might be better at comedy than we are at hockey.
Wow.
And we all know we're pretty good at hockey.
We're freaking phenomenal at hockey.
We're the best at it. So, I mean, I'd say our comics are pound for pound as good at what they do as our hockey players are what they do.
Although Patrick Kane's good at both. Did you see him at the Jimmy Buffett concert dancing with the he's dancing on stage with the cup. It's at a Jimmy Buffett concert. He looked just like he was ripped, but I don't know.
Not fair when guys can be athletic and charming, right? Like, get out of here with your superior genetics mocking me.
I'm sure you have to remain very neutral, but are there a couple of comedians we should look for?
Man, there's honestly, if you watch the videos once they go up, you'll understand why I can't pick. It's the most ridiculously stacked lineup we've ever seen. Not to take a shot at any previous years because those are great too, but man, it's crazy. It's like Team Canada picking their team. Our second team and our third team would be better than any other team on the ice. And it's an abundance of riches. It's ridiculous. It's rad, man. I couldn't be happier, prouder of where this is at.
Thank you, Ben. And Ben's quite the chef too.
Man, seasoned comedy. That's my stuff. I got to make food for the show at one point.
Anytime.
We can't say anytime. Say when, and then I'll show up with it.
Next the 10th.
That's my birthday.
All right, let's do birthday. You don't want to work on your birthday. We should be getting you something.
I'm going to work on my birthday. Come on,
Ben. I love working too. Where can people follow you? Exactly.
At Ben Miner on Twitter. I'm going to be at the Comedy Bar doing a season comedy event on July 18th.
And that's where you I
cook and joke, man.
It's fucking best.
Yeah,
wow.
I do the chef thing, and then I cook the food. It's the easiest show in the world. Oh, man. I get an applause break right off the top. All I say is, that was dinner, everyone. They're like, oh, my God. It's a cakewalk. It's T-ball. It's the easiest stand-up fucking crowd I've ever had to perform in front of.
People love food.
It's ridiculous. And, like, they're paying way more than they ever would for a stand-up show, and, like, they're eating good food, and they're happy. Their bellies are full, and it's not, like, crappy burgers and craft dinner. And, like, last meal I made was a banquet service. I made beef tenderloin marinated in pineapple juice with smoky morita peppers and a beet slaw and roasted root veg. Yeah, everyone was happy.
Do you need help with that? Because my cooking's kind of a joke. They'd be like, watch this single adult male try to microwave bacon in tinfoil and almost die.
Inexcusable, man. You've got an Italian mom, an Italian granny. You should be like a high-powered mutant in the kitchen.
Yeah, I should be.
There's no greater cook on the face of the planet than an old Italian lady.
The problem is Shay's a high-powered mutant on the table. Ben Miner, thank you very much. Cooking and jokes. Look for him at the Comedy Bar. Go and follow him. Ben Miner everywhere.
Hey, I'm Jay Brody. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave a comment. We read the best ones on the air.